Hello and thank you for joining me. Well, today I'm gonna do a few modifications to this Engwe Pro. I'm gonna get it out, I'm gonna give it a test, and hopefully a little bit later on we can do some metal detecting. Well, my first problem was, how do I fit a spade to this bike? Now, I've got a good friend called Bleeper Bob, and he always gets me out of fixes. If I need something made, he's the man to call. So far with his 3D printing, he's made me some really neat additions to the XP Deus 2, Deus 1, even the XP Extreme twin box. He's made the short stubby connector which goes onto the frame, so you don't need the long handle. Now, I want Bob to have a look at this bike and just see how we can fit a spade safely to the frame. So let's get down to the beach, have a catch up with Bob, and perhaps do some detecting while we're at it.
Maybe some pocket here can go on there, allowing a bit of movement if necessary, yeah? So it's not too rigid, or the vibration might snag it, so something with a bit of flex in it. And we'll take it from there. Yes, make sure it's out your way, your leg, and it's quite safe and secure, yeah?
Something you can do?
I think so. I'll take a few measurements and I'll knock up a prototype and we'll try it out and see what it looks like, yeah? Yeah? We'll have a look at
that. Well, that's it. The deed has been done. Bob's just come up with this modification. He's 3D printed it. It's a really cool bit of kit, actually. It's a bracket that goes over the frame, and the handle of the spade is held on with a bungee. And you can see there he's got the 4-nailed screws to clamp it. He's even got a channel there to avoid the wires, so he's a clever guy. And on the back of the bike there, you will see on the frame I've got a camo bag which will accommodate the sharp end of the spade. Now that is the Mark II version. The Mark I didn't go particularly well. Maybe we do a Mark III, but going back to the Mark I version, a message to my wife: if you're still looking for that Kurt Geiger handbag, which you can't find, probably a good idea to stop looking, because it was me. Sorry about that. So let's fit this onto the frame and see what it looks like. So that's a bracket on. Let's see if this spade fits. Perfect. I don't know what you guys think, but I'd say that was a result. Well done, Bob. I know it's a trivial bit of information, but one thing what really surprised me was this little bag what goes on the back. It's an extra, it's only about £35, and that's what makes it a little bit special as well, because I spent over 120 quid on a camera bag before, and it doesn't match this quality. In fact, this can double up as a camera bag. Let me show you what's inside. Okay, that's my lock, that's nothing to do with it. You get a strap to carry it. Well, actually you get 3 straps. You get separator panels so you can isolate the items. You get a waterproof cover and loads of room in there. And for very little money, you get a bag where a lot of thought's gone into it. Obviously you've got the stuff at the top there, you can put your spades or whatever there. But what I thought was really cool, you've got these side panels that open up, and now it's turned into saddlebags. How cool is that? So what I'm saying here, for 35 quid, that has impressed me. I'm going to get all my gear in there. In fact, let's see what I can fit in this bag. I can get everything in there. I've got my drone controller, my cameras, my flask. We're all good to go. Look at that. A Gucci XP Deus 2 box, made by Bleeper Bob again. You've got your Deus 2. Underneath that you've got your WS6 Master, charging leads and clip. Absolutely gorgeous. let's have a little talk about what features are on this Engwe Pro. First of all, we'll just turn it on, and you'll see there on the screen it's booting up. I've not done a lot of miles on this, but when you start it up, you get 0, whether you're in sport mode or not. 0 means you're in pedal mode only. There's no throttle, nothing at all. So if you want it to activate throttle, you just press the plus button and you go to throttle level 1, pedal assist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the maximum. But each of these individual increments, you can adjust those further deep within the settings. So if I use pedal 5, I've got the maximum throttle and I've got the maximum pedal assist. So now if I press the center, if you watch down the bottom, I've got eco mode, normal mode, or sport mode. So you've got 3 modes there. Now if I press these two together, I've got a setup, personalization, ACF, cruise. Let's start with the top. Cruise control off. I don't really like a cruise control because it's like a runaway train at times. ACF, now that's battery regeneration when you're going downhill. If you're interested in how this battery regeneration system works, I've been watching a really good video on it. It's a channel, I think it's called Life Behind Bars, and he demonstrates the regeneration much better than what I can. I'll post the links below so you can watch his video. Headlight on, off, auto. I'll just have it off. Power set, so you can set all your individual modes to different power levels, which is really cool. System info. Let's go into setup now. Set unit, kilometers or miles. Brightness of the screen. Auto power off, so you can set the auto power on this bike to auto power off after a certain time. You've got an ignition key at the bottom of the frame which you turn it on and off with and unlock the battery. Speed limit, and you can set the speed limit to what you want there. I've got maximum of 31. Really nice software on this bike, really easy to understand. I think in the UK there's a bit of a stigma attached to e-bikes and e-scooters. People just think they're for the youngsters to have fun on. Whereas over in the US, you've got grown men going to work on e-skateboards, for example. So we need to move forward with the times really, and these e-bikes and e-scooters are a really good form of transport, providing you're sensible with them and you know the limitations. So I think us guys in the UK need to wise up a little bit and start to think how these can work for us. For example, I've just demonstrated how I can convert this Engwe Engine Pro to suit my metal detecting needs. Simple, just a few simple changes and this e-bike's turned into a tool that will work for me. Well, that's it. Everything's packed away. Days in the rucksack. Let's go detecting. Just a little bit of pedal power, just to get it going. Slight incline now. Absolutely no trouble at all. Look. Look at that. Perfect. This is just throttle only. Bit of motor crossing round there. Take it easy. There's no pedalled yet. And there we go, look at that deer running across. Can you see that? Well, look at that. Within about 5 minutes, we've travelled 3/4 of a mile and we've got ourselves a perfect field for metal detecting. Again. Whee! Whoa, through the mud. Back to the car. Well, that was an absolute blast. I really enjoyed that. It dealt with the terrain really well. I hardly had to pedal, done most of that journey on the throttle only. Had to pedal a little bit coming back up that incline where the ground was really boggy, but it was fantastic. Did I come off? Yes, twice. Once was my fault for being an absolute idiot, and secondly, now you're gonna laugh at this one, traditionally, push bikes, motorbikes have the front brake on the right hand side and the back brake on the left. Oh no, not on this one, they're the opposite way round. So I thought I was going to give it a handful of back brake and do a skid, but what I did, I give it a handful of front brake and come off in the mud. But no, absolutely brilliant. The bike seems to be pretty bulletproof. Look at the state of me. Looks to be pretty bulletproof. I lost the end of the stand, but that was my fault when I come off. It dug in the ground and pulled out, so I've got to go back over there with my detector at some point and find that. But yeah, take a look at the bike. Absolutely covered in mud. I loved it, really loved it. Perfect for off-roading. Better than what I thought. And there's a little bit of the stand, you see, it's got a sleeve what goes up there, and that's just pulled out. In fact, I can modify that to make it even better. The spade modification, look at that, 2 crashes later and it's still holding up, absolutely no problem. That's rock solid. Well done, Bob, for that one. So yeah, absolutely brilliant time. I think I've vastly underestimated this because it's not got fantastic grip, especially if you're an idiot, and it is quite powerful when you hit that throttle. So I think next time when I come out with this, I might have to wear a helmet just to stop Mr. Dead from paying a visit. Forget what I said earlier, they do bring out the hooligan in you. She's gonna kill me. I had an absolutely fantastic time on this. I'm gonna be using it again and again and again. Brilliant. Thanks for watching, guys. Next video will be super tuning the XP Deus one, so don't miss that one. Thanks for watching and bye for now.